Welcome back, 8th graders. I'm in our second portion of our video where now we are going to use the selection tool, which is going to be right here, the quick selection tool. Now you can click with 2 fingers if that doesn't pop up, and you might be in like the object selection. So make sure you change that to quick selection. Okay, now let's say I'm going to start with the moon because that's the object I want to have on the bottom. And then I'm going to lay my turkey and my daisy on top of the moon and arrange it that way. So I'm going to select my moon, and it should, because the moon has so much contrast between this itself and the background, it should just select the circle of the moon really nicely for me because there's so much contrast between the background and the object. So I'm going to click it. And this message is going to come up. It says smart object must be rasterized first. And then it asks me if I want to rasterize it. And I say, okay. And then I should now be able to go back and click it. And it should select, see, just the moon. So fabulous. So now I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to copy it and then do Control V. And it will make it go on a new layer. Do you see that? Very nice right there. If it doesn't do that for me, then I can hide my picture of the moon with the background because I don't want it on there. If it does not do that for you, you can click with 2 fingers on your photograph that's not rasterizing for you. And this should be in bold where you should be able to rasterize it right there. Okay, so if that message doesn't come up for you and automatically do it, then you need to select that. 2 fingers on the layer, double finger click, and then you can rasterize it. Okay, so I'm going to get out of there. Now, this looks really choppy. We kind of talked about now how if you want to, we can take our eraser right here, and I'm going to make sure to let's see, put these settings where I'm going to take the hardness down to 0, okay? Because I want it to be really soft, because I want the edges to be much more soft, so it doesn't look like I photoshopped it, right? Let's see what my size is. I do need to make my size probably a little bit larger. Now it is, if you guys have a mouse, a wireless mouse, that's probably the best thing to do this project with. But now you can see how I can kind of drag this around here. Let's see if I can erase. Actually, see, it's not working because I'm not on the right layer. So I need to go here, and let's get rid of that. Good point. Sometimes that will happen. You won't be on the right layer. So then you need to just go back, select the right layer. Now, can you see how it's kind of doing some nice little kind of blurring and blending so it doesn't look so choppy? You could make it a little bit harsher if you wanted to, but you really don't have to. Okay, and this is just a practice, so I don't want you guys to do too much into this. I want you to kind of get it looking really nice, but I kind of just blurred that a little. I really like what's happening on the far left side. So do you know what I might do too? I want the turkey to go on this nice bright white area right here. So what I'm going to do is select my selection tool, my move tool right here. I'm going to click on it, on my object. And, I need to put the transform controls on, and I'm going to rotate this around because I want that kind of white part to be more on the top right there because that's where I want to put my objects. And then I'm also going to enlarge my moon right here. So nice. I like that. Okay. And then see how I kind of blurred that so it's not so choppy and looking like I actually just photoshopped it. And I'm going to kind of move this over in the middle a little bit. You can see my guides are popping up, those red lines. And then remember, you have to accept your adjustment and your transformation. So I'm going to say confirm, and then boom, I'm done with my moon layer. Perfect. So I've got my moon going. Let's go to the daisy next. Okay. So I'm basically going to do the same thing again and again and again. Now, I can't see my daisy because I hid it, remember? So I'm going to make my eyeball show up. I need to remove the daisy now from the background, okay? So remember the same thing. Hit your quick selection tool. It's going to do an image analysis. So I think it's like checking out the image, and then I'm going to click the daisy. It says it needs to be rasterized again, and I'm going to say, okay, do that for me. So now I can select it. Now I have to click again, and it should just select my daisy. And actually, I'm going to click it around the outer edge. There we go. So I had my center selected, and then I had to kind of move it out to get the petals. Great. I'm going to go Control C, Control V to copy and paste just my daisy object. You can see how it went up here to layer 3, and then I'm going to hide that background. Perfect. Now I've got this daisy. The daisy might be fun to do some filters on, or you could even go to like adjustments. And do you know how you can like do the hue saturation? You could even do something like that with just your daisy. Let's see, we could change the hues. Isn't that fun? So look at, we could even make our daisy a different color. Maybe I want to make it a little bit more orange. You could even make it green, something like that. Okay, so that's also an option too with all these objects. We've kind of played with that too in our double exposure. Now my daisy's too big, so I have to go over to my Move tool. I'm going to make it a little smaller. I like the daisy kind of over to the right size and maybe popping off of my background. I'm going to kind of select it right up here maybe. And then remember, you have to accept those transformation. Accept your transformation. Now we can go to the turkey right here. This turkey's a little bit tougher to do because the turkey has many more colors. It's not just kind of a lighter object on a darker background. So I'm going to actually bring my turkey way up to the top, remember? So it's above, so I can actually work with it and see what I'm doing here. And let's see, I want to move this out of the way. My turkey photo, I'm going to drag up. There we go. Okay, I had to put it just above the moon layer. I'm going to make my turkey look a little larger so I can actually see what I'm doing here with my turkey. And I'm going to even bring it above, if I can still do that. Perfect, it's above my daisy. Same thing, quick selection, and select just the turkey. Rasterize it. Okay, I'm going to let it do that. And the turkey's pretty, the background's all green and the turkey's not green. So it looks like I can kind of keep holding it and going all the way up to the edge. Keep clicking to open your selection. If it does something like this, that's kind of totally okay. That's definitely okay. I actually might even want to go Control Plus. Definitely get closer to see what you're doing here. And actually, there's a tool. Perfect. This is okay. Now I can go, remember I can click up here and do the minus. So now I'm going to subtract what went over for me a little bit. And hopefully, perfect. It went right back there. Then let's go down and get this bottom part. I'm going to subtract it all up to just getting those little legs. And maybe it'll do that for me. Maybe it won't. Perfect. I'm going to do that. And I don't know. We could try to do the legs, but you don't really have to do the legs for this one. I'm just going to skip the legs for now because it's kind of this surreal, not abstract, but kind of surreal, cut out, kind of bizarre image. So it's okay if I don't have my legs there. So now I'm going to do Control C, remember, Control V. Wonderful. I got that turkey on that top layer there. Perfect. And it doesn't really even bother me that I don't have the legs. The bottom area is kind of so big and fluffy, it might look like it's kind of almost sitting. And now I need to move my turkey piece. Fabulous. Here's my turkey. And now I can enlarge the turkey. What if we make the turkey smaller than the flower? Then I would be totally changing how our images are and the reality of what sizes are. So I can go back to my layer 3 daisy and make that even bigger and adjust the size, okay? So I'm going to stop this video right now. The next video will pick up on how to export this and download this and then upload it to your Google Classroom assignment, okay?